So once out of Edmonton I managed to get across to Romford, quickly did that, maybe took about 20 minutes, but it was chaos. I didn't film anything because it was one of them, I'm half blocking a road, I'm in and out, just trying to get the job done really. So from there I've headed across to, where am I now? Right, so I'm in West Horndon now. I've just tipped here. They just had, I think, 4 units. So I quickly unloaded them. I'm just having a break now and debating whether to do the 2 in Wickford. One's residential, the other's a business, but it's nearly 4:30. I've got 10 minutes of a break left and an hour's driving left, so I don't know whether just to head a bit further out to park up for the night and do them in the morning with the others. I don't know yet, because if I run into a 10-hour drive today, being Wednesday, I'll obviously only have 1 left, and I like keeping 1 or 2 for the end of the week, and because tomorrow's going to be busy anyway, I might need me 10-hour, and I don't know what I'm doing on Friday, you see, so I don't know yet. I will decide in 5 minutes. Brilliant. Right, I'm starting to get pissed off now. So I've drove to Wickford, to this house, to a little, looks like originally it was a plot of land that someone's bought to build some houses on, and built as many as they can in as small a space as they possibly can. There's not even room for 2 cars to pass side by side. So I've arrived, the homeowner's not in, which, you know, they never are anyway. It's nothing to do with them, because we're delivering to the guys who are actually doing the work at the house. But the fitters aren't on site, the fitters aren't at the house, and there's no contact phone number. So I'm now into my 13th hour of work. I'll just show you actually. So I've had to park here, where you can see that's the street in question, and as you can see, even the cars have got to park kind of on the pavement and in the little block paved bit of road. The house I need is right down at the bottom down there, and you turn left and then it's in the bottom corner. So I can't reverse down there. I can probably get as far as that focus. The thing is then I'm blocking the road, aren't I, so no one can get in or out. So I've just unloaded all the glass now here. 6 units, relatively big units, carried them down to the house and took them round the back and left them there. And you might say, well, that's the job you're getting paid for. And I'll say, no, it's not. I'm paid to drive from A to B, help unload with the people at the back of the wagon, so I'm doing them a favour by delivering it rather than coming first thing tomorrow morning. So anyway, I'm doing myself a favour, but I'm also doing them a favour. But that's the thing when you're doing residential deliveries in anything bigger than a 7.5 tonner. People don't even take into account these overhanging trees in summer. They don't take into account the double parked cars that might be there. They might even look on Google Earth and Google Maps when they're planning the runs and say, oh yeah, you'll get in there, no problem. But they never seem to think that there might be parked cars everywhere, there might be builders' vans everywhere, there might be low trees. But it's just one of those things that come with the job, I suppose. So as a result of this one in Wickford, I've also got a trade delivery in Wickford. But because I've been here 3 times longer than I thought I'd be, that's probably going to be closed now, so I'm going to have to probably park up in, let's see, maybe Basildon, and then go and do the trade delivery in the morning and then go across to Leigh-on-Sea. I was planning really to go to Southend, to the Lorry Park on the seafront, so I could go for a pint, but we'll see. I don't know, I've not made my mind up yet. I might make a phone call. So. And I'm sweating and I'm knackered. Right, so the trade delivery in Wickford, I made a phone call from outside the house that just delivered to. There was a guy still there at this particular retail place. All the guys had gone home, the goods in was all locked up, but one of the guys in the office said he'd hang fire because I only had 2 small pieces of roof glass, so that was good of him. So now I've got that one off. So what I'm going to... Right now we're going to go to Southend, Lorry Park. It's not a truck stop or anything like that, it's just the... I think it's a council run lorry park. And basically all it is a car park. And they've made provision for coach and lorry parking. I don't know whether you can stop there during the day. I'll double check when we get there. So there's nothing you'd call facilities, but it's right next to the seafront, near the pubs and takeaways, food joints. There may well be a toilet block there, I'm not so sure, but it's just nice sometimes that councils make that provision. So if it is Southend or Essex Council, well done. More councils should do the same things, because not all truck drivers want the best facilities every time they stop overnight. Sometimes they just need somewhere to stop. So basically, from the eastbound A127, so that's heading away from London, heading away from the M25, bypassing Basildon, just keep on going on the A127, then eventually you come to a roundabout, I think it's the A13, where you turn right. So when we get a bit nearer, I'll point the camera forward and you can see which way to go, and it is straightforward as long as you know where it is, because I don't know whether it's signposted or not. Might just be signposted from like 100 yards away. I don't know whether there's any signs off this road to it, but we shall see. Oh no, sorry, you turn right at the roundabout. That's the car park in front of you. It's a bit tight turning in, so if you're in an Arctic, just be careful. Oh, they fucking shut it. So where am I supposed to go now? Bang on my driving time as well. I'm going to run over now. Tell you what, I'll go down there and see if there's any. Yeah, so don't bother with that one. So don't you just hate it when that happens? You think they'd have put a sign up, wouldn't you, on that road all the way down to the seafront? Lorry Park, Coach Park, closed. No, you waste 10-15 minutes driving all the way down there and it's shut. And as a result now of having to drive round down there looking for somewhere else, and where I couldn't find anything, I've had to drive all the way back out and park on an industrial estate, and now I've gone over my driving time by 15 minutes. It's 10 hours and 15 minutes. And it didn't help that on the 127 there was roadworks, because when I left Wickford I had an hour to get to the Lorry Park at Southend, and it was stop start, loads of traffic, and I pulled up outside with about 4 minutes left. But then, like I say, what do you do then? You start driving round for a bit and then you just head out. So I've stopped now. I've 7 minutes left on a 15-hour shift, and I've done 10 hours and 15 minutes. So everything I said earlier about Southend or Essex County Council providing lorry parking in Southend, I take it back. You set of bastards. I was looking forward to having a pint on the seafront as well. Now I've got to put up with sat on an industrial estate all night. Right, so if you're a truck driver and you fancy a night out in Southend, this is what it's got to offer the truck drivers. This is it. Just parked here all night. All alone. Don't know who's hanging around. Don't know which dodgy people are hanging around. Don't know what they're doing. There's a couple more parked up there, as you can see as well. And this is it. Life as a truck driver. Get them out of the way. And the other thing, due to the fact I was planning on stopping on the Lorry Park, I knew I could go to a little shop, stock up on some supplies, thus spending money in Southend. I'd be spending money by paying for the Lorry Park. I would also be spending money maybe in a fish and chip shop or a kebab shop or something. I'd be spending money because I'd probably go and have a couple of pints as well. So as a result, I'm parked here now. I've got a bottle of water, half a bag of crisps, and what else have I got? A can of Fanta. And that's it. So, Southend, you're not getting my money. You need to sort it out. Just doesn't go for Southend, it goes for all local councils getting rid of lorry parking, and the ones that don't even provide it. It's not a lot to ask, is it? I mean, I don't know where you're watching this from, but whichever town or city it is, let's say in the UK, you've probably got park and ride. Your council have probably invested in park and ride all over, and I bet between the hours of 6 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock in the morning they're just left empty. But lorry drivers, we're not allowed to park on them, so instead we've got to risk our loads, we've got to risk our diesel being pinched and our own security, because I'm on my own now. That's it. And it's starting to piss me off. I don't want the world's best truck stop, just want somewhere safe where I can park up. Not bothered about a shower. I can have a shower tomorrow on the services. I could have had a shower earlier on today on the services. Not even that concerned about having a shop. It's just somewhere to park with other drivers, or just somewhere secure. And most towns and cities do have space, even though you think they don't, because all the car parks are empty all night, all the park and rides are empty all night. But instead of providing things, they start banning things and putting double yellow lines everywhere. Not your problem. And then you start whinging when lorry drivers are parked where they shouldn't be parked, but they've no choice. Anyway, sod it, that's it. Oh, and on a final note, parking up in places like this is a regular occurrence for me, and I don't mind it sometimes, but I think all drivers should have a choice whether they need to, whether they have to or not. Because sometimes I prefer it, being out the way on my own, but other times I don't, so I should have the choice, shouldn't I? It's not as though councils will lose money. they'll be earning money, won't they? They'll be attracting business. You think of a little car park that's used for lorry parking overnight that's got 20 trucks on it. All those drivers are going to be spending money. So on a cold Tuesday, Wednesday night in the middle of winter, when your town centres are empty, it's going to be those drivers going round spending money, helping your local economy, and you just don't get it. Well, I get it, and that's why I'll not be spending my money in Southend again. And breathe. Right, so this morning my shift started at 0400 hours and this evening has finished at 1900 hours. So that's a 15-hour shift. In that shift I have done 9 deliveries, 9 deliveries have covered 560 kilometres, done 10.5 hours driving, and I'm now knackered and hungry. So hopefully tomorrow it won't be as bad because I've done 9. I think I've got 2 in Leigh-on-Sea, Southwood and Ferris. Hang on, 2 in Leigh-on-Sea, Southwood and Ferris, Great Waltham and Brightlingsea, I think I said earlier. So that's another 5 drops tomorrow. So I don't think it'll be as stressful. I think the first one opens at 7, so I'll get what I can of it. I know this camera's been on quite a lot today and the battery's running low, but I've still got the new dash cam running, and I think some of the footage will be on this video. I've not decided yet, but if it is, you'll have already seen some of it. So, right, I think I'm going to have half a bag of crisps and a can of Fanta for my tea. And then tomorrow morning for my breakfast, I'm going to have a glass of water. Know how to live, don't we? Eh? Right, so it's the morning after now, got up with no issues. Had my drink of water for my breakfast. So I left the industrial estate, drove into Leigh-on-Sea. And now I'm on my way to another one, but I'm just stuck in mega traffic, and I think it's all to do with the roadworks on the 127 that delayed me yesterday. So after this next one, it's up to Southwood and Ferris. Great Waltham. and Brightlingsea. I'll obviously do Woodham Ferris, but then I might go up to Brightlingsea and do Great Waltham on my way back across to the M11 at Stansted. I've not decided which way to go home yet, so at least it's a nice day. Drop done at South Woodham Ferris. It was just one unit, possibly just a replacement unit for something that maybe's been damaged on site, or just for a replacement unit for a failed unit that may be in someone's house that may have started condensating on in between the two sheets of glass. So after leaving South Woodham Ferris, I decided to go to Great Waltham, then across to Brightlingsea. Did that, so I've headed home up the A12 across the A14. I'm going to go up the A1 and across the 62. I just try and avoid the M6 as much as possible these days with those roadworks, because you never know from one day to the next how busy it's going to be through the roadworks. So I'm just on Peterborough services on my way back up. I'm not filming anything now, I'm just going to call it a day, but I just thought I'd show you what it's like, because I'm pushing it for getting back today. Probably will get back, but it'll be probably be about a 14-hour day today. But tomorrow's Friday and I'm on local, so it's not so bad. So thanks for watching. And if you're thinking getting into driving, remember it's just not all about. It's not just about the driving, especially when you first start, because no doubt you'll do van driving, 7.5 ton driving, 18-ton driving, and most of it's multi-drop like this, some better, some worse. So anyway, cheers, take care.